If you recently picked up something like a Steam Deck or an ROG Ally or any other handheld gaming system, first off, congratulations, they're awesome. But there is one thing that you might want to pick up that's going to take your gaming to an entirely different level. And that's something like this right here. This is the BenQ beCreatus GR10 dock. Now I know that's a mouthful, but in short, if you want something that's gonna help you take your handheld gaming system and connect it to your TV so you can kick back on the couch, or have it hooked up to your monitor so you can have a total gaming battle station at your desk, then this is the one that you wanna check out. What's up, my dude? Your friendly neighborhood Tony here, and welcome back to the Spare Tech Room, where I try to help you make better tech choices. Now in full disclosure, BenQ did send me this to test out, but they are not paying me to make this video at all, and they have no say over what I say in it. All that said, I do also have an ROG Ally and some Android handheld gaming systems and laptops and tablets and all that stuff, so I was really able to put this thing to the test with just everything across the board. And a little bit of a spoiler for what's to come, but it passed with flying colors. So why do you need something like this GR10? If you just want to be able to connect your device to your TV or your monitor, you don't actually need anything this powerful and capable. You can oftentimes just plug your device via HDMI right into your TV or monitor. Now, a lot of these devices don't come with an HDMI output, so you will need something like this USB-C to HDMI cable. This is actually a really solid one. I definitely recommend. I'll link to this particular one in the description box below. But you can grab one of these for 10, 15 bucks and be on your way. So why in the world would you want to spend any more money on something like this? Well, I'll tell you why. Because this thing has so much more ability than any USB to HDMI adapter or cable is going to do. So let me walk you through the device, explain all the different bits and pieces, everything it can do. And if you want more information on it, or if you want to pick one up for yourself, I'm going to link to the best deals that I can find in the description box below. So jump on down there. Using those links does help out the channel, so I really appreciate it. All right, but first things first, your first impressions when you take this thing out of the box. Right off the bat, I feel like it is super small, super sleek, easy to move around, to be portable. You can throw this in your backpack, you could throw it in a sling bag. I mean, you can see it right here, it's pretty small. And I like how everything's just really compact, sleek, tucked away. I'll show you a little bit more about how they kind of hide the USB cable here on the bottom, but overall, very easy to be portable and move around. Also, it's made out of pretty solid materials here. I think this is mostly aluminum, but there's definitely a bit of plastic here and there, and a little bit of a rubbery kind of material, but in the important places. So you've got the aluminum, which is gonna help dissipate heat, so it's not really gonna get overheated or anything like that. I didn't experience any overheating myself. But on the very front of the device here, you have this kind of plastic and rubberized section, which flips down. And of course, that's for you to be able to slot your device right into. So I'll just grab my Anbernic RG556, which is a really cool handheld Android gaming system here, but you can drop that right into the device. It's gonna hold it right there. Now, the problem with this particular device is that the USB-C cable is at the bottom, so you would have to put this in upside down, but that's not a fault of the BenQ GR10. That's just how this is particularly set up. But you slot your device right into there. It also has a bit of a rubbery material on the inside, so nothing's gonna slide around or fall out of the dock. The last thing you want is for your multi-$100 piece of tech to just slide out of the dock and fall onto the floor, but that is going nowhere once it's locked into here. Another part that really speaks to the quality of the manufacturing here is that they did include kind of this rubber foot at the bottom here. So when you have this set on your desk or on your TV stand or wherever you put it, it's not gonna slide around on you. So it's very secure, it's locked into place. Now, before we go around and I show you kind of all the ports here, let's talk about this USB-C cable. So underneath the device, you have kind of tucked away here, hidden is a USB-C cable that you can just pop right out. And this is of course gonna plug into your device so you can go from that output into your TV. But what I like about it as well, first off, the fact that it's hidden in that little crevice here, but also you have this right angle adapter that slides right into here. It's magnetized in place, so it's not gonna go anywhere if you're not using it. But once you pull that out, it kind of just makes the whole process of setting this up a lot neater and a lot sleeker. So I'm gonna grab my ROG Ally that I have over here. I'm gonna throw it into the device so you can kind of see how that looks, and I'll spin this around so you can see it. But you've got that in place, and then you just take your right angle USB-C adapter, slide that into the top here where the USB-C cable input is, or output is, and you're good to go. I think it looks really good. So very sleek, very streamlined. And one issue you might run into though, if I'm being honest, is like I said, I also have tablets and other handheld devices and things like that. I have right here the Lenovo Legion Y700, which is, in my opinion, the best Android tablet for gaming, period. I did a couple of videos on this, but I'll link my full review up here and at the end of this one if you want to check that out. But this is another device that you can connect right to the BenQ GR10 to have this set up on your TV or on your monitor, what have you. One problem that you might run into though, is so I have a case on here. It's just a slim case just to kind of keep it protected. And with the right angle adapter, it's not going to be able to really plug in here. So if you have a case, you might run into some issues depending on how thick the case is. But again, real simple. You pop that little adapter off and you can go straight shot right into it, no problem. So something to be aware of. If you have a big thick case on your device, you might run into some issues using the right angle adapter, but just mess around with that. If anything, the straight shot will work in most cases, at least the cases that I've run into. So we'll put that back underneath here, and then we'll take a look around the device so I can show you all the different ports that you get here. But before we get into that, I just want to jump in real quick and let you know that we are currently this close to 2,000 subscribers on this channel. Now, my big goal for 2025 is to hit 5K by the end of the year, and I'm just some dude in his spare bedroom, so I don't have a lot of push from any big company or anything like that. So if you want to help just some random nerd's dreams come true, do me a solid and consider subscribing. All right, back to the video. So it's not just going USB-C to HDMI and that's it. But instead, this could really turn, if you have a handheld PC like the ROG Ally, it can turn it into a full-on desktop. So you'll dock it, connect the USB-C cable. On the side here, you have another USB cable. This is a USB-C 10 gigabit per second connection. So you can hook in external storage or any other high-speed devices that you have that you want to connect to it. Then along the back is where it gets really crazy. So you have here a power delivery input. This is going to provide up to 100 watts of power. Now, it doesn't come with a power cable already or a power brick, anything like that. So that is something you would have to provide on your own. But if you don't want to have to rely solely on the battery from your handheld device and you want to be able to power it continually, you just dock this thing, plug in the power, and you're good to go indefinitely. Then we'll skip down a little bit here, but you also have two different USB type A 10 gigabit per second plugs here. So again, you can use that for any devices that you want to, but what I like to use this for is for a mouse and keyboard. So you can have a wireless mouse and keyboard or wired if you want to, but I would prefer wireless with this. And you can hook those right into both of those plugs and really just have a full desktop experience. You also have a 2.5 gigabit LAN connection here, so you can hardwire into your Ethernet to get some faster speeds. Now, I don't have 2.5 gigabit internet in my house. Thanks a lot, Spectrum. But if you do, then that's pretty solid. Then what I think is the most important part of this entire dock, it's got a lot of parts that I really appreciate, but this right here is, I think, what's most important. And that is that you have an HDMI 2.1 connection here. Now, if you're asking yourself, what is HDMI 2.1? What's the difference between that and HDMI 2.0 or 1.3 or 1.4 or any of the others? The big difference here with HDMI 2.1 is that you can get up to 4K 120 hertz to your monitor. Now, if you're using something like the Steam Deck dock, that caps out at HDMI 2.0, which can only go up to 4K 60. So if you are trying to really uncap your device and take gaming to a whole different level, you want to get something that has HDMI 2.1 output. And that's this right here. It's actually surprisingly difficult to find good quality docks that have HDMI 2.1. So that is a game changer for me. Also, just to be clear, I should mention I have used this, as I kind of touched on before, with my ROG Ally, with my handheld Android gaming system, with tablets, with my laptop, and I haven't really run into any issues with any of the devices that provide video output through USB-C. Now, again, you want to make sure that your device has that ability before you pick this up, but pretty much any of the modern handheld gaming systems or tablets or phones or laptops should all be able to do that. All in all, in my experience, I think that the BenQ beCreatus GR10 is a phenomenal docking station for your handheld gaming system. I'm super glad that I have one now. This is going to be spending the rest of its life on my TV stand for whenever I want to get in a quick gaming sesh. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you tried any of the other docking stations? Are there any that you'd like to see me compare this one to? Let me know all your questions and comments down there. And again, if you want to pick this one up or if you want to just read more information on it, I will link to it in the description box. Go ahead and like this video if it helped you out and subscribe. That way I can see you next time in the spare tech room. Be good.